out all these guys. So just want to say thank you to all of y'all. And I'm sure a lot of you have some questions regarding whatever it may be that you might have for Lee or some of the other pro guys like Tristan and Patrick. So feel free to ask now, or you can hit us up on email if you have any type of questions. Kids, do you have anything? First off, thank you for coming out as well, and I hope you took a lot away. And this is your opportunity to ask, pros like Lee, Tristan, and Patrick what it took to get to their level and so forth. So if you have any questions, go ahead and raise your hand, and we'll let Coach Lee pick you.
Food questions again.
Nutrition.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my diet's changed, throughout my career. What I ate when I was 18, 20, I can't eat now. My body's changed, and also how I've been trying to care of my body to try to have a long career. So now I try to have a good balanced diet, but a lot of veggies. Trust me, guys.
The parents are thanking for that.
Good question.
When you were younger, what was your favorite sport?
My favorite sport when I was young, soccer and basketball.
What was your last time doing?
Vietnam was great. I had a great time off the field, on the field. But mostly just learning about the culture, because I grew up here, so when I went over there, it was culture shock, really. Just getting used to that and seeing the way they live life differently than us. It's a way more simple life. More grateful about the world. That's what I appreciate. Why and when? Started when I was 4. Why? Because my dad gave me a soccer ball and he's like, go kick this.
Anybody else? Good questions? I know.
Any questions for these guys?
Amelia, what do you have?
Wait, what were the struggles that you went through?
Sorry?
What were the struggles you went through?
That's a great question. I mean, what I've gone through, pretty much most of y'all might go through is, growing up, I wasn't the biggest kid or the fastest kid. And so for a long time, I had to battle through that. Because a lot of guys were bigger and faster than me when I was young, because I didn't hit my growth spurt until I was maybe 17. So just knowing that I didn't ever give up. You have a good group of people around you that always supports you and gives you confidence. That's a big thing, Just don't ever give up and keep focusing on your dream and try to get better yourself. Don't worry about anybody else. Just try to make yourself better.
Great question.
All right, let's go from here.
No more questions.
Yeah, what do you got?
So for the pros out there, for you guys that are professionals, did you have a backup plan? Or was this this is what you wanted to be from day one?
You guys can go first.
I'll start with that. So for me personally, soccer, I decided that I wanted to pursue it professionally when I turned 13. So from 13 until 17, when I signed my first contract, that's all I focused on. I started doing homeschooling, and that was good for me personally because the distractions within school were a bit too much. And my grades started to get better, and I became a better student and a person once I left regular school. With that being said, soccer was always on my mind, but as I've grown older, I've realized how important school was. And now I'm starting to take college classes, I'm starting to pursue other things off the field, because soccer, as much as I love it, I can't play it forever. I have about 100,000 miles on these legs nowadays, so I have to make sure that I set myself up into what I want to do the rest of my life. So coming out here with all of you guys, seeing the passion, it shows me that I want to be involved in the game at some level, maybe coaching, maybe do some broadcasting, stuff like that. So it's something that I've learned over a period of time what my other interests are. So what about you, Pat?
Yeah. I assume this question is for the kids, not so much for you. School was always important to me. I went to private school from 2nd grade to 8th grade. Was pretty rigorous, which actually made my public high school fairly easy for me to go through. But was always wanting to keep my grades to a level where I could play, to be honest. And school came fairly easy to me, thankfully. And then I moved on to UCLA, and my attention went a little bit more to soccer, though I kept a 3.0 at UCLA as well. But I wish I would have spent a little bit more time, because I love learning, but I got a little bit distracted with only soccer. And then I left school early. I left UCLA early to turn pro. Was offered an MLS contract in 2006, but MLS gave it's called a Generation Adidas contract. They give you a certain amount of money to finish school in 10 years, and so I was able to transfer my credits from UCLA to a school that allowed me to finish up online, because I wasn't around UCLA. I was in Seattle and Chicago and Houston, so I did that. So I finished my degree online. It was important to me in business administration, and hope I answered your question.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I had an overly concerned mother. I'm sure all you guys know this. Obviously, yeah, she was scared for my future, because she was like, if he doesn't make it, then he has nothing to fall back on. So school was always a major emphasis for me. Both my parents always made sure I made good grades. So coming home with B's wasn't good enough. So and they made me know that. So that was always a big thing. They're like, soccer can be number one, but school's right there too. So I was very fortunate to have that, ingrained in me at a young age. So I was able to go to school, get a free ride to Indiana, academic and athletic. So it made my mother a little bit more at ease, knowing that I was gonna get a free education. So that was the backup plan if I didn't go pro. But my dad pushed me at a young age, knowing that if I didn't get into school with good grades, then it better be soccer. So unfortunately, I went to Indiana, had a great year, and I had the option to go pro, and that was my dream. And so and I took it, and I'm here now. So yeah, it was that was the plan. So.
Thank you.
Good question. Great question.
Anyone else? Yep. What do you got, Darren?
So I'm asking this question on behalf of the kids. I'm just wondering, being a pro soccer player, pro athlete, you guys have a lot of temptation, a lot of bad influence around you. So how do you keep track on your career, still like doing the right path?
That's a great question. And I know so many friends that I played with who have great potential, but didn't have the discipline. And that's what's required to sustain and be consistent at the professional level. Trust me, yeah, when you get there, so you have so many friends, so many people that's going to try to pull you this way, that way, want to hang out with you, want to take you out all night, and you got to know that, hey, your schedule is different than everybody else's, and while everybody's out partying, you got to be getting rest, because you know that you got to put in the work tomorrow. So it does take quite a bit of discipline, and even now at a young age, if you guys have that dream to go pro, kids playing on the weekends, I was always out practicing, and so my dad instilled that discipline in me at a young age, and so that's what made me be consistent at this age.
Yeah, I just say, I think as coaches and parents, our dream for you guys is to, I think someone asked me, Brady asked me earlier, do you live your life to its fullest? And we want that for you guys. So whether it's soccer or something else, we want you guys to go after a dream. Not all your dream is going to be soccer, right? Some of you guys are very young, but certainly dedicating yourself to something that makes you passionate is going to be really helpful for you. So it doesn't have to be soccer, but choosing to continue to grow and learn leads to a pretty fulfilling life.
Yeah, and I would say for me, the biggest thing, I had a hard road because once I stepped away from regular high school, it was just being me by myself. So soccer came first, and school was a close second, similar to what Lee described. And it's very important that you surround yourself with people that are pursuing the same things as you. So if you want to be a soccer player, make sure you're around soccer players who take the game seriously. And then also, outside of the field, having the support of your parents. They take time out of their weekends to bring you here, so when you are a part of camps like this or with training with your team, listen to your coaches, make the most out of it, and take everything you can from that. That's one thing I wish I did more, was ask more questions from veteran players and people who have been successful within the game, and I'm starting to do that now. So I would just say make sure that the people around you are supporting your dreams, and if there aren't, then you should distance yourself from them as much as possible.
Kids, any questions? Anything else?
Hey guys, please thank all the coaches here. They took time out of their weekend to come here and help you guys. So please thank them, and feel free to keep their contact and anything for the future.
Be sure to shake their hands, get a picture with them, and then thanks to all those that came out, especially those from a distance, San Diego, Utah, which is incredible. Thank you, and everyone else that came out. Really look forward to having this next year. So go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, some of you guys, I live in Newport Beach, and this is what I do year round. So parents, all trying to make sure clear to all the parents that I have some cards over there, and would love to work. I've enjoyed each of you guys, so would love to work with you guys more, as much as you guys want to, or just try me out. So.
And he knows all your kids' names already, so he's good. So, all right, so thank you very much. All right, y'all are good to go. Thank the